Taking a break from Lunar Light, I thought that today we could take a look at another deck that I've been having success with, White Forest. But we won't just be looking at the deck. After I've done explaining my choices and ratios, we'll move on to a short combo tutorial so you can pick this up and start playing it too. Let's get into it. Starting things off with the deck starters, I am playing 11. So we're playing 3 Sylvie, who is the deck's main 1-card starter. 3 Witch, which is your second 1-card starter. You generally don't want to lead with this because activating this means that you can't summon dark monsters from your extra deck for the rest of the turn. It's not terrible if you do, but you do play hard into Nibiru if you are locked out of your Azamina stuff. 1 Terraforming. It is very cuttable, but I feel as though you kind of need it for the reason that I'm playing 43 cards, so you want to up your starter count. And there are scenarios where you can thrust into this, search for the field spell, and then combo off. I'm then playing 3 LZ, which is mandatory in any list. She is your best starter, and yeah, she just does everything for you. Wish we could play more, but you are capped at 3. But to kind of make up for that, we're playing the 1 Estella, which functionally does the same thing, except this is vulnerable to Imperm while this isn't. So either of these is full combo if you have another spell trap in your hand. Moving on to the Azamina stuff, we're on 1 Witch, 3 Wanted, which I guess is what most people are playing. I feel as though I would really like to cut this to 2, but I don't have the space. I'm already at 43 and I don't want to sacrifice on non-engine, especially not in this format. And then to round off the Azamina package, 1 Deception. You don't need more than this, it's searchable and it kind of recycles itself. Same for Hollowed, it's searchable and recycles itself. And then LZ Azamina, which bridges your White Forest and Azamina lines. Very good, searchable, you don't need more than 1. Okay. One-offs, we're playing quite a few, so we're playing 1 Tails, 1 Sinful Scrolls of the White Forest. These are the ones you'll probably be searching for the most. This searches, this lets you fusion or summon a illusion fiend or spellcaster from your hand, so you use this during your opponent's turn for disruption. 1 Morian, this is basically Book of Moon that can reset itself if you control level 5 or higher illusion. It's okay, you're mainly using this as like an alternative line, like if you get Lance Head or something weird like that, you can go for this instead of going for Vengeance. Speaking of the Vengeance line, we're playing 1 Diabolese, who on summon sends a Diabel card from deck to graveyard, which will be Curse of Diabel. Curse of Diabel then searches Filia, and Filia searches Vengeance, which is the best card in the deck. It is a quick effect to pop, and then if you control another Diabel, you can special summon a Synchro Tuner from your extra deck, which is absolutely cracked. As for non-engine, I am playing 18. So a lot of spell traps, because a lot of times your deck does need you to discard a spell trap to activate and resolve effects. So for that reason we're mainly playing breakers. For conventional hand traps, we're on 3 Loss and 3 Imperm. Imperm kind of has a special place because it is both a hand trap and a trap. So it does a lot for us. There's a world where I wish I could cut this for Black Oak Gloves, but unfortunately we are playing in a format where people are Mjolnir locking you. So you need some way to at least stop that, which Imperm kind of fills that requirement. Then for breakers, I'm on 1 Subversion. This is searchable, so it's good. We're also in a turn 0 format, so it's not bad keeping this in the main instead of the side, because you can use this as sort of outer K9 or a Draco Tail. And I guess if you find someone who's still playing Vanquish Soul, you can use this to kind of deal with some of the stuff that they summon. Although they can just bounce it to hand, it's just very niche scenarios it does come up when going first. 3 Book of Eclipse, because it's a fantastic breaker. I think the feeling of resolving this against the Yami board, and then there's basically not much they can do besides activating Surprise. I am all in on a thrust package, so triple thrust, talents, Dark Ruler, and 2 Salesman. Okay, Salesman kind of I need to talk with Call by the Grave. It's not great. When you go in second, it can be used to turn off something that's on the field, which does have its uses, but the main reason we're playing this is to deal with Drone Lockbird, which is a major weakness of this deck. So you need to max out on the ways that you can beat Drone Lockbird. We obviously aren't playing Drone Lockbird in the deck, so we can't play Cross Out. You can up this to 3, but again I'm struggling to make the space. And alternatively you can play Insta Fusion, but I don't have the extra deck space to do that, so have to do with these 3. it's been working so well. It's just that sometimes you activate Salesman, you call Troll, they don't have the Troll in the hand, and you just went -1 for no reason. So your side deck will always come up to personal preference, but I'm playing 1 Solemn Judgment, 1 Anti-Spell, and 1 Woes of the White Forest for when going first. So generally, these 3 will come in by siding out the 3/4 loss. You obviously need these to deal with Wall Breakers because they're just so prevalent in the format. And then this is just very good in the main, well, when you're going first. There is a world where I feel as though I should cut the Morian for this and then put the Morian inside, but so far this seems to be working okay. So I'll experiment with that some other time. And then for the Subversion and the Dark Ruler, I'll generally side out one of those, or both of them for D-Barrier and Dimension Ground. And then sometimes, depending on the situation, I'll also side in the DOLs, which is just another way to help you against breakers, because a lot of them are quick play spells, like Super Poly, Dark Ruler, no more Droplet, so your opponent will have to set those and they won't be able to use them the turn. So it does buy you some time. We'll get spot, but I'm playing Chimera Tech Mega Fleet for K9 Crystron. It can come in when going second against them, assuming they don't mill lock you. This is pretty good. And then I'm all in on breakers, so 2 Raigeki, 2 Lightning Storm, 1 Harpies, the second Dark Ruler, and 2 Evenly. All of these can be searched with Thrust, which kind of balances out the fact that we are playing 43. The extra deck is pretty balanced, and we're playing 7 Synchros, 7 Fusions, and 1 Link. So starting off with the Synchros, we're playing the 3 main ones: Rochea, Queen, and Sylvia. So this on summon searches, and it also gives your Synchros protection from destruction, card destruction. This on summon adds a spell trap from grave to hand, and when your opponent activates card effect, you can send a spell trap from your hand or field to the grave to summon a Synchro Tuner. Generally, off of Queen's effect, we'll be summoning out Sylvia as a disruption. On summon, this Book of Moons, Book of Eclipses your opponent's board and gives your spellcasters and illusions double piercing, as well as 500 more attack. 1 Poplar of the White Forest, mainly to summon off Vengeance. When you summon this, you can put 2 White Forests in your spawn trap zone, so we can use this to make Doom Dragon during our turn. But most of the time, we're going to use this to synchro during our opponent's turn into Vengeance. Vengeance is quick effect. You can put 1 monster on either field into the owner's spell trap zone, and then during the battle phase, you can target a monster and something in the spell trap zone and destroy both of them. 1 Chaos Angel, because it is protection for your synchros and just a great card when going second. Psychic End Punisher, it has a lot of uses against Lunalight. A lot of times you will burn yourself with Vengeance, you can summon this and it'll be unaffected by the Liger's nuke, and it also gets bigger than the Liger. Like, your opponent cannot out this. It's kind of funny. Full all in on an Azamina package, playing 1 Ilia Sylvia, 1 Mumu, 1 Sol, 1 Mo, and 1 Saint. All of these have different applications for different scenarios, so they are flexible. Feeling about cutting this, but there are scenarios where you do need this to kind of break your opponent's board, because you'll summon this and then use the grave effect of Elset Azamina, and then you get a pop 2. This is in cases where you don't have the material to make this, you can just summon this to send 1 card your opponent controls to the graveyard. These are mandatory. This searches your wanted stuff. This is an Omni Negate. And this is also pretty funny because it has a lot of niche application against Memento. I guess against a lot of decks that want to target their own stuff. And it also does reflection damage, or causes all of your monsters to do reflection damage. So you can use this as an alternative way of beating Moonlight. Then, as I mentioned, we got Doom Dragon for going second. Most of the time we're summoning this off Poplar. Chimera, we'll summon this off of Sinful Spoil of the White Forest, and yeah, it's just Chimera, it's good removal. And then 1 SP, mainly playing this because, well, for 2 reasons. 1, it helps us beat Nibiru, and 2, it helps us clear our zones, because our zones fill up very quickly, so you need a way to clear them up so you can carry on playing. So yeah, that's the deck. Let's take a look at some combos. Okay, so before we get into the combos, you might be asking why I'm showcasing them on Omega as opposed to showing them in paper. Well, at YCS Anaheim, a Sean Schneider was playing the deck during one of the last feature matches of the day. Unfortunately, due to nerves or whatever the reason may be, he made 3 illegal plays on camera, which brought about some uncertainty about the deck. I have nothing against the guy, but I want you to feel more confident with the deck, which is why I'm using an automated system which eliminates the risk of me showing you any illegal lines. So let's start off by looking at the 1.5 card combo, which is your main combo, before we take a look at the 1 card combos, and then we'll just call it a day. So for your main combo, you need to open up an LZ and a spell trap to discard. So you'll activate LZ's effect and you'll pitch the spell trap to summon herself, and then she searches a White Forest in the same chain. You can also perform this combo if you open up Estella instead, and the way you'd go about that is you normal summon the Estella and then use her effect to pitch the spell trap to special summon the Sylvie from deck. In this case we used LZ, so we'll be normal summoning the Sylvie. We'll use Sylvie's effect to grab Tails of the White Forest. From here you want to synchro into Yugioh, and then you want to activate Yugioh's effect, send in the Tails from your hand to the graveyard, and you want to add Witches of the White Forest, and then in the new chain Tails will set itself. Activate Tails, and you want to search LZ Azamina of the White Forest. Use her effect, which reveals herself to special summon herself, and then you want to synchro summon into Duel Queen. When Queen hits the field, you have a few trigger effects. You want to resolve it so that LZ is chaining 1, and then Duel Queen is chaining 2. You just want to chain block. So from here you can either add the Tails or the other spell that you discarded. I think it obviously depends on the situation, but it doesn't really matter, but we'll go for the Tails this time. And then we get to search something off LZ when she is sent to the graveyard as synchro material. So we'll add Deceptions. What I mean is that LZ searches a Sinful Spoils card. So we'll then use the grave effect of Sylvie to return Yugioh to the extra deck to summon itself. Activate Deceptions. Use Deceptions effect to tribute the Sylvie to add Hollowed Azamina to your hand. From here you want to activate Hollowed Azamina, revealing Mumu, who will then, after you send Deceptions to the grave, summon herself, and then you'll use her effect to search a Sinful Spoils card. You want to go for Wanted. From this position, you're going to activate the grave effect of Hollowed Azamina to return LZ to the deck to add it back to your hand. Since this is not a hard one to turn, you can activate it again, and you want to chain 1 to 2 to activation, because it doesn't really care where it sends the Sinful Spoils spell trap from. It just needs to send it to the graveyard on resolution. So we'll use that to search Duel Star, and we will then summon out the Omni Negate. From here, you can use your effect of your Duel Star to send the spell card we added to hand to summon herself to your field, and you want to use her effect to set either Morian or Witches of the White Forest, or Sinful Spoils of the White Forest. I think Sinful Spoils of the White Forest has more applications, so we'll go for it. From this position, you will need to link off into an SP using your Duel Star and Mumu. We're obviously not going to be activating SP's effect, but if your opponent has something on the field in the graveyard, you could. You may be tempted to activate the effect of Wanted, but don't. Activate Witch of the White Forest, and you want to search White Witch. You're then going to use the abilities to send Sinful Spoils of the White Forest to summon herself to your side of the field. And a few trigger effects. You want to use her chain link 1, and then you want to chain Sinful Spoils to chain block. So this will set itself, and then Duel White Witch will be sending Curse of Duel to the graveyard. It has a grave effect. When it's sent to the graveyard, you can add a Duel spell trap, which we're going to go for Filia Duel. Activate Filia, and you want to search for Duel Star Vengeance. Special summon Duel Star Vengeance by banishing Filia and Curse. From here, you'll be able to activate Filia's effect to increase the attack of all your Duels by 500. From here, what do we have? We have an SP which can be used at not at quick speed, and responds to opponent's card to banish 2 cards until then phase. We have an Omni Negate. This is a White Forest battle protection once per turn. Each of them once per turn. We have this which we can use to quick fusion. Duel Star Vengeance can destroy something at quick speed by paying half our life points, and then she summons a Synchro Tuner from my extra deck. Normally we're going to go for Poplar, who places 2 White Forest cards from our grave into our Spell Trap zone. And it also lets you quick synchro. So we'll use it to quick synchro into Vengeance. Vengeance can then be used to put one monster opponent controls into their Spell Trap zone at quick speed. We then have Queen, who can send a spell trap from outside of the field to the graveyard to special summon a Synchro Tuner. Most of the time we'll be going for Sylvie, which Book of Eclipses our opponent's board. We also, during the end phase, the reason why we're not activating Wanted is because we send Deception to the graveyard while face up. So during the end phase it will set itself, and that will generally be what we use as cost for DOOD Queen. Looking at your deck's 1-card combos, the first one can be performed if you have a Sylvie. So you'll normal summon Sylvie, and you'll use her effect to search for Witch of the White Forest. You'll activate Witch of White Forest, and you want to use its effect to search for LZ Azamina. So, something that you need to know about this is that while it is very good, it does unfortunately lock us out of special summoning dark monsters for the turn after we activate it, or for the rest of the turn after we activate it. So we're not going to be going to any Azamina stuff with this line, but we'll be using LZ's effect to summon herself. And from here, you can synchro summon into Yugioh using the 2 of your monsters on field. You want to activate Yugioh as Chain Link 1, and you want to send your field spell to the graveyard as cost, and then you want to chain block with LZ, who's going to add a Sinful Spoils card from your deck to your hand. We're going to go for Sinful Spoils of the White Forest, and we will then grab LZ. We'll use LZ's effect to send the Sinful Spoils to summon herself, and we want to search out Duel, the White Witch. Do not use Sinful Spoils effect just yet, because you want to save it to chain block your Duel, your White Witch. So you'll then synchro into Duel Queen. Using the 2 bodies on your side of the field, you'll use Queen's effect to now add the Sinful Spoils of the White Forest back to hand. From here, you'll activate White Witch's effect, pitch in your spell card to summon herself to your side of the field, and then you want to activate her effect as Chain Link 1 and then chain block with your quick play spell. Doesn't matter where you set it. Probably set it where you don't have a monster though, just in case your opponent is playing something like Mech Knight in 2025 for some reason. So you'll be sending Curse to the graveyard. Curse's effect will then search Falia. You'll use Falia to search for Vengeance. Special Vengeance by banishing Falia and Curse. And then you want to activate Falia's effect to increase the attack by 500. So off this 1-card combo, we ended up on 3 negates and protection from card destruction. So yeah, this is protection from card destruction. This is during opponent's turn. It's a quick effect pop, or not during opponent's turn, just anytime. Quick effect pop by paying half a life points, and then you can summon out a Synchro Tuner from your deck. Most of the time we'll be going for Poplar, and we'll use Poplar to then quick synchro into Vengeance Dragon, who will then put something in opponent's monster zone into their spell trap zone. And then of course we have Queen, which can send the Sinful Spoils of the White Forest to the graveyard to summon out Sylvie, which Book of Moons to their field. So we can reach the same end board by opening up the field spell instead of Sylvie. So you'll activate the field spell and you'll use its effect to search for Sylvie. From here, because we've already activated the effect of Sylvie, the line will change a little bit. So we'll normal summon Sylvie and we'll use her effect to add Tails. You'll want to activate Tails to search for LZ Azamina, using LZ's effect to summon herself, doesn't matter which zone, and then you want to synchro into Yugioh like before. So from here the combo should be more or less the same, so you'll activate Yugioh's effect as Chain Link 1 and then LZ Azamina's effect as Chain Link 2. So general resolve, we want to add Sinful Spoils of the White Forest and LZ of the White Forest. Use LZ to pitch Sinful Spoils, summon herself, and then you want to add White Witch to hand. From here, you'll be given the option again to set the Sinful Spoils. We'll do that later. So we'll go into Duel Queen, and we'll use her effect to add Sinful Spoils back to hand. Yeah, you obviously want to summon her in attack. I just misclicked there, so that's just something for you guys to know. And then you'll activate Duel Queen's effect, pitch in the Sinful Spoils, summon her cell to your side of the field, and then you want to go chain link 1 her, and then chain link 2 Sinful Swords. This just chain blocks, so we'll set that, and we will send Curse of Duel to add Filia. Activate Filia. And summon Vengeance. Same board as before. We just got there a little bit differently. Okay, this looks a little messed up. Zone placement wise, your Duel Queen should be in attack position either on the far right, far left, or middle. And then you want this to be in the far left or far right. Same with Duelies.